the meaning of that Thirukural is that even the vast ocean will start shrinking if the clouds that took the water away from it don't pour it back. So it is a very deep, impactful for us forester also, that we are taking from the society, we are taking from the nature, and it is very high time for us to give to pay back for our future generations also. So with that intention, this magazine has been made, and I really like this opportunity to thank our principal sir, Anand sir, for his constant support, Pradeepa madam for her motivation and encouragement, for Vidya Sagar sir and Karthik sir. No words can suffice my gratitude and indebtedness towards them. Their support was beyond words, I must say. And at the last, I would like to thank the contributors to this magazine, and the members of our club who have delivered, who has worked meticulously and delivered this magazine in a very small span of time. So I thank you all, and I hope and I wish that you all will enjoy this magazine, and will we look forward for your own contributions, suggestions, and ideas for future editions for the same. Thank you all. Thanks a lot. Happy Environmental Day.
Thank you, Mayank, for giving a brief introduction about the magazine. And for information of Mr. Ramana Kailash, the Central Academy for State Forest Service is one among the training academies. We have about 4 academies spread across the country. These academies' main objective is to impart induction level training for the officers at ACF level and range forest officers level. We have 3 such institutes, one at Barnihad, Assam, one at Dehradun, Uttarakhand, and one at Coimbatore. One specialized academy for range officers is in Darjeeling. In South India, this institute, it was established way back in the year 1980s, and it has trained many batches, both State Forest Service officers as well as range forest officers. Currently, we have 2 batches, one SFS batch with 45 officer trainees. They are from various places like Jammu Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Karnataka, and also from Tamil Nadu. The range forest officers batch, the strength is about 37 numbers, and they are from Assam, Mizoram, and again Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. So we have driven officers from various states and from various cultural background, and they will be staying here in this academy for about 2 years. It's a kind of a residential training program, wherein which we are imparting training about basic forestry research, forestry training related activities. And during this training period, they will be taken to various parts of the country, making them to aware about the successful and innovative practices across the country. And they will be visiting one foreign country as well, probably Bhutan also. So this is about a small brief introduction about the training program and the officer trainees here in our academy. And for the benefit of our officer trainees, let me give a brief intro about Mr. C.R. Ramana Kailash. He is a multi-talented school student. He is studying 9th grade in Bishop Remigius School. He is from Kanyakumari district of Tamil Nadu, which is the southernmost part of our subcontinent. He has a keen interest in the area of wildlife and nature. He has started writing articles in blogs about nature and its conservation at a very young age of 10. Soon the interest developed, and it made him to write a book by name Fire of Sumatra. Besides writing and reading, he loves traveling and watching films. He also has a great interest in the area of space, and he was a national level topper in Vikram Sarabhai Space Foundation, which conducts a science promotion orient test, that is SPOT test, for school students. It's an annual test conducted by the organization at a national level, and he is also a regional topper in the Hindu's newspapers space quiz. He is also a topper in I3's wildlife quiz. His interest also spans through this wildlife photography, and he has completed a basic course in that as well. Now, I would like to call upon our principal, sir, Dr. K. Anand, to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. A special appreciation to my colleague Dr. Vidyasagar and Mr. Karthik and Mrs. Pratibha for organizing this event very nicely and started the event by planting trees. Every organization concerned or connected with the environment of forest in India, today they are celebrating the World Environment Day. Our institution is also celebrating this event, but with slight modifications. Whatever planting and other works taken up today by us is contributed 100% by our own trainees. We have raised around 6,000 saplings, covering some 38 or 40 species, which are native to this Coimbatore district and neighboring places. They raised these species. Apart from normally people tend to raise commercial oriented species, but we raised only species having biodiversity value, and they also cleared a patch of land that was infested by weeds and rehabilitated that area using the same seedlings raised by them. So it is our own in-house production in this way. I should appreciate the efforts done by both the batches in this way. Actually, when the first batch, that is SFS 2020-22 batch joined this academy, during the informal interaction, just to give some message as well as a motivating thing, I told the contribution made by the previous batches to this academy. For example, a batch which was from Gujarat, they had taken wildlife photography and they made a lot of contribution in that way. They designed an app for recording the biodiversity of this place, and they released it when they were passing out from this academy. Another range officer batch, they also contributed and they documented all the butterflies present in this area, as well as they released a book. One of the range officer trainees, she was very good in identifying butterflies, and she even quoted the differentiating features of different butterflies, so that any person who can just read that book can able to understand, appreciate, and differentiate various butterflies which are very similarly looking. Likewise, each batch contributed many things to this academy. Naturally, the officer trainees, they asked, that is the 2020-22 batch, SFS batch, they asked what we have to contribute. If many of the things are contributed by other batch, what is left to us? They asked the simple question. We too, that time, we just thought and told, why don't we start planting and remove the weeds, raising our own seedlings? Why don't we rehabilitate this place so that we can learn a lot as well as contribute to this academy? Okay, we decided, we faculty, we just gave a direction. The full work and the documentation is done by the both batches. A few months later, the RFO batch, they started, and immediately they took over the work from the senior batch. That is the SFS batch. That time they went for introductory tour. That time the COVID was very less and traveling was allowed, so they went for introductory tour. Immediately the reins were taken over by the RFO batch, and they also worked very hard. Now we could able to see the results in the form of 6,000 very good plants, which will be planted during the monsoon season. For a token or as a ceremonial plantation, we had taken up a plantation right now. Let me talk a few words about the speaker. When Mr. Karthik showed that book written by Ramana Kallesh, I was really fascinated. It really thrilled me. A ninth grade student, few years back, he wrote the book means he started this art of conveying things right from his childhood days. In Tamil, there is a Tirukural, which means that the intelligence and wisdom we have in this birth, it not because of the knowledge and wisdom we acquired during this present birth. It is the continuation of the previous 7 or 8 births. They used to tell in that Tirukural. I hope our guest speaker today, he is having the wisdom and knowledge collected over his previous births. That is why a person of very tender age can able to write a book with so many informations, and it shows positive encouragement for every one of us, so that we can also document whatever we observe in the nature and be a nature lover. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vidyasagar.
So thank you very much, sir, for your brief inputs for the occasion of the World Environment Day. Now, I will like to request Mr. Karthik, my colleague, to say a few words.
So, good morning, sir, and respected principal, sir, and esteemed speaker of this World Environment Day occasion, so Mr. Ramana, and all officer trainees of 2020-22 and 21-22 batch. So, very good morning to all of you, and Environmental Day wishes. So, I would like to tell you about my association with Ramana. So, it was a few years back, we came out with a documentation of butterflies. So, that was a part documentation to say that because I am attempting to document butterflies of Odisha. So, we didn't get it published by a publisher. So I just floated on Facebook. Suddenly I got a call from my friend. A boy in Tamil Nadu require your book. I wondered that why he need a book about butterflies of Odisha, that to a Kandhamal district. So I just sent a copy to him. And after a few years, I again saw in the Facebook that he has come up with his own book, Fire of Sumatra. I really wondered. Then I shared with Anand, sir, this is something wonderful. A boy is writing a book about environment. So I grabbed that book and I read the book. Maybe I took a lot of time to read that book. That it's about reading his mind also to some extent. So what he must have thought about environment, and so I have read really some of the thoughtful author for a longer time, like Hosseini and Kolo and Karen Armstrong, and they are very deep writers. You all must be aware of. And when I read this work of this boy, I really wondered that how can a boy can think so much, writing a book which is informative is very easy. Just you have to put your knowledge, and writing a book about the nature and the subject of the nature, and feelings of that particular subject, and making the readers to imagine when they read. So that is something really awesome and wonderful. My personal appreciation to, and congratulations to you, Mr. Ramana, because I've been with Bix for quite a long time, and I would say your book is one of the best books I've read. It's not only because of the age, it is because of the maturity and the thoughtfulness you have given for that subject. Especially, you have dealt with many issues like fire in Sumatra, caging a wild animal, the feelings and the exchange of feeling of a caged animal, translocation, the pain of translocation, and so many things are beautifully netted in the story. And trust me, I took 3-4 days to read it again and again. Probably I maybe I have not done justice to give a proper review to you. That's why still I was in leave. I requested Vidya sir to give me some time to tell about this. And this is really wonderful work. And so I am really surprised that you can write so well and so nice, because I know if you can explain a bigger concept to a children, that shows you have a greater understanding about the subject. So this book can cater to the need of children and as well as adults also, so everybody can read. And people like you have a greater role and contribution towards the society, because to take the role played by the nature in our planet to the students is very very important. And it should not be in a very abstract way, and it should be in a storytelling way, and it should be more interesting. And I'm sure that people like you can do a greater justice. And to the information of the trainees, I would say only one thing. So very few can only travel, and those who travel, very few got only very few only get attitude to observe. And even if some observe, and very few have knowledge to synthesize and to write. So the man here with you today is, I can't say man, the speaker here with you is is such a boy. He's really got a taste of traveling, observing, synthesizing, and his vocabulary is also so nice. I think those who have helped you in editing, it's really wonderful. Please listen to him. And only thing is, when you start writing something, I've read 2 3 books, all are abstract and information. So I just worked on fiction. It is 4 5 years I could not even come out of this. It's so difficult to write a work of fiction. It's very difficult. So please listen to him and gather his information about how he is passionate and how he wrote this book. And I could not talk to you on that day, Ramna, because I'm quite engaged with few personal works. And I'm sure I will be happy to host you anytime. Even in fact, our academy, is really interested to see you in person. And sure, we will be more happy to meet you and walk with you in the forest, and you will also enjoy. So thank you so much, and for entertaining and educating me and so many other people. So it's 5 out of 5 for you in my review. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Karthi. During my introduction about the speaker, I skipped giving my inputs about the book. It is done purposely because Karthik will be the right person to give a proper insights about the book. And Karthik, you have done it in a very beautiful manner. You have given a very interesting and beautiful thoughts about the book. I hope this will kindle the interest of our trainees, officer trainees, to read this book and give their own reviews. Okay. Thank you again, Mr. Ramna, for being with us here in this occasion to have an interaction with our officer trainees. Now it's over to you. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. So hello everybody. I'm Ramana Kailash. So as I'm a younger student in the natural world, I'm not as experienced or as knowledgeable as you guys. It's just my experience and about my young age. So I am a mediocre bird watcher and a beginner level wildlife photographer. So since my childhood, I have been interested in multiple nature-based hobbies like bird watching, writing, and photography. So I still don't know how I got into this fantastic field of wildlife, but it's really captivating for me since my childhood. So the only way I viewed this world, wildlife world, was through documentaries and TV. So they were my window for the world. And during those times, tigers and elephants were my superheroes and everything. So first, I still remember the first time I went into the jungle, and that's Mudumalai Tiger Reserve. And we were going into the jungle on 5 o'clock in the morning, and suddenly the ranger sitting next to me said, "Tiger, tiger, tiger." And before I could even get a glimpse of it, it swooshed past the road, and I couldn't get a clear image of it. And since then, we have went to multiple tiger reserves, including Paramikulam Maliyar, Anamalai Tiger Reserve, KMTR, and I'm not fortunate enough to see a creature like that. The more I missed their sighting, the more mystical they felt for me. And a person, I still remember a person telling to me that seeing tiger is like seeing a god. He will only appear when you don't think of him. So that's why I chose tigers as the protagonist of my novel. They are so captivating and plays a big part in our culture. Uh, So and then I was not that interested in the field of ornithology and bird watching. So I first got the taste of that hobby when I was in Kundanpuram. I I was not so interested in waiting for a particular animal for a long time. And then while seeing the board of different creatures living in that, I wanted to see the spoonbill. So we waited for 2 hours for that spoonbill to appear, and then it suddenly flew over the watchtower, and the experience and the happiness I got at that very second was priceless. And that's when I decided to pursue this hobby and look for birds. I slowly developed interest in it, and I had this pocket novel called Tamil pocket novel called Paravaigal Oru Arimugam. So it was a very small book about common birds in Tamil Nadu, and slowly the size of the book grew as my hobby went wild. And then I decided to record these verbally or by words through blogging. So there was this trip to Valparai where a large Asian elephant charged towards our car. And I decided to write it, and that's when I found that I'm somewhat good in writing. And after that, I wrote a couple of articles, basically non-fiction, and I was not very good at writing fiction books at a young age. I was not so imaginative at the time. And after that, I decided to take photos, and that's when my mom bought me a DSLR camera, and I'm trying to get along with it. I'm just a beginner level in it. So nearly 2 years ago, in 2019 December, I guess, my mom asked me to write a novel for Kindle pen up competition. So I decided to write it, and but I couldn't pursue it just because I had so many schoolworks and stuff like that. And then during this lockdown time, I decided to sit and finish this book. And within 17 days, I finished the whole book. And after that, while reading it again and again, I found that I'm really good at writing this book. So my mom decided to publish this book in as a paperback, and we did that. So before I continue, I wish to tell the overview of the book. So it's a short novel. It's really small, just 35,000 words. It's a novel about tigers living in a Sumatran island. So this follows through the eyes of three perspectives. So one from a conservationist called Sylvia, and other two perspectives through the eyes of tigers. And these three perspectives interweave and make the story. So that's how I wrote it. So every story has a spark behind it, and I discovered the story when I was 7 years old. So there's this Tamil magazine called Ananda Vigadan, and I decided to look at. I just glimpsed at it as I rolled the pages, and a few moments later, I saw this very disturbing image of Bornean orangutan lying dead on the forest floor, charred to death, blackened by ash. It was very disturbing, and I asked my parents what it actually was, why they are dead. And I then happened to know that it was because these oil palm companies create these artificial fires, which which helps them expand their agricultural plots and as well as serves as fertilizers for their palm oil. So it just occurred to me, and I imagined myself as a orangutan or a tiger, and thought how hard it will be to live there as an animal. And a few years later, I wrote this book, and it's getting good reviews now. So I took many inspirations from various books, and most importantly, I chose tiger because not only because I love them, they are always shown as this vicious, bloodthirsty beings hunting for humans, and I wanted to show the soft side of their lives. So whichever book you take, mostly tigers are shown as very demonic creatures. So Sher Khan in Jungle Book is really bloodthirsty tiger, and even Life of Pi showed it as a rough creature, and it is, but they showed it. And I decided to take these creatures as a plot for the story, as the protagonist of the story. But unlike creatures like orangutan and tigers, language, body language, and their way of acting is very simple and not as complex as elephants or apes. And I wanted to read a lot of non-fiction books about their behavior and their lifestyle. So two main books helped me that. Valmik Thappar's The Secret Life of Tigers and Ullas Karan's The Way of a Tiger. So I read that book both in Tamil and English, and The Way of the Tiger is incredibly beautiful book. It's about how about the lifestyle of tiger. Tigers living in Nagarkode mostly, and it was very well detailed that I got so many ideas for writing the book, and just like that, I was in this Kochi forest guest house, and I saw this book called Secret Life of Tiger, and that was about Valmik Thappar's experiences and research about tigers in Ranthambore and Central Indian forest, and it was more like a travel log, and so I decided to write a good. I got so many good plot lines and storylines for it, and I decided to write it. And other than that, the other important source for my source of information for my book is through documentaries. So Leonardo DiCaprio's Before the Floods was a really good documentary which reignited my mind, and I decided to add some climate change based plots into the story. And then I wanted to bring back. I neither went to Sumatra nor seen a tiger in the wild, so I decided to I wanted a good book that describes the wildlife in Sumatra as well as showing it visually. And that's when David Attenborough's Zoo Quest and Tiger Spy in the Wild came in. So Tiger Spy in the Wild is a documentary about tigers in Bandhavgarh and the problems they face each day. While Zoo Quest is a 1950s documentary based on animal collectors who collected animals from various parts of the world for London Zoo. And David Attenborough went to Sumatra and Borneo for collecting these wildlife and collecting this wildlife for London Zoo, and he wrote a part of the book was dedicated to that trip, and it really helped me to understand the wildlife and culture in that place. And I got so many feedback from people around the world, including Theodore Pascal, who I idolize a lot. So he's a legend for me, and he wrote this beautiful Tamil books called Innum Pirakada Thalaimarikkaga and Solai Enum Oru Vaadidam. So these books are a collection of articles about his travels and his experiences, and it was really good. And he wrote the foreword for my story. He gave very good feedbacks, and it really helped me to understand how good this wildlife sector is actually. And there's a person called Robert Grubb. He's an ornithologist in Kanyakumari. He's a student of Salim Ali. So he went to Borneo and Sumatra for researches for Bombay Natural History Society, and he said his experiences and about how he spent his time in Sumatra, and that was really helpful for me to understand that area. And the most important part I wanted was that technical section in wildlife. I didn't know much about it. I don't know what drug or what tranquilizer they use for relocating tigers, what type of procedures are there, and Madurai DFO Anand sir IFS helped me to understand it. So he said xylazine ketamine is the mostly used drug in capturing tigers, and he said his own experiences with relocating our animals in Satyamangalam. So it was really helpful for me. So as a writer, I wanted this book to be more biocentric and helpful for changing the view of young minds. And I actually wish to contribute my part to the natural world. So I'm writing new books. I'm getting ideas for new books every day, and I'm starting to write a couple of new books in near future. So thank you for this opportunity, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ramana Kailash. Friends, if you have any specific questions, you can pose that question here. Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Officer trainees of both the batches. Any interested officer trainee can. This is a kind of interaction only. We have planned for interaction session. So let's have more interaction.
Ramana, do you have any special programs or books for young kids? For example, first standard kids or second standard kids?
Sir, this is my first novel, sir, and I actually wrote this book for young kids. My sister is reading this book, and she really liked it. Um, but I write articles that can be read by kids.
Kids. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Devabrat. Give a small unmute yourself, Devabrat. You are not audible. No, still you are not. Devavrat, try to log out and re-log in again.
Sir Vidya sir, can I give some views in the meantime?
Please, Karthik.
So thank you, sir, again. And Ramana, just a few suggestions. Have you read about this Kenneth Anderson and Jim Corbett?
I read Jim Corbett's My India, sir, but I'm not into the Hunter's book. I'm not yet still. I read a couple of books about Kenneth Anderson, about Kenneth Anderson, but I didn't read any Kenneth Anderson's book.
Okay. So there is something like Jungle Lore's Seven Man-Eaters and One Rogue by Kenneth Anderson. So I had a quite experience with rogue elephants, and the beauty of the hunter story is that they can write exactly what is how the elephant or a tiger or any animal behave in the forest, and the way they set the tone, like when you read even Jungle Lore, the carbon starts with Drango, early in the morning, which birds will start the first sound. And he will end up to the night, and the setting of the tone is something phenomenal. And out of the books I have read, hunter stories are very perfectly that defines the environment, So that's my humble suggestion if you would like to read something. So apart from hunting, they have so many good information to share with us. So thank you so much, Ramana, for coming. So one more thing, I would like to wish the Nature Club for bringing out such a good magazine. And so I always tell Anand sir, that we are taking silviculture course means at least the student should know how to raise nursery, and without support of Anand sir and Vidya sir, it would have been never been possible to do such a kind of nursery. And the labor which all of you have put in that is somewhere it could have never happened. And I am sure that trainees will not be like few people who have never handled even the seed and retired from the service. So that much we can guarantee from case was that they won't see a plant as a wonder. They see a plant seedling with a technology to raise the seedling, because we have been trained without even seeing the nursery. Like Vidya sir, Anand sir, we have never been into nursery, or nor we have 6 month range training. Then we will become DFO. So throughout the period, we have never even dibbled the seeds. So I started in my range training. I want all my trainees, and when we floated the idea, all of the academy participated, and it is all because of trainees only. We are really happy that today you could plant some of the seedling. I'm sure that we will take you to some advanced techniques of rising ceiling also. So keep supporting us and keep be with us. Let's fly the flag of Casphos Coimbatore very high. with good learning. So thank you all trainees and special wishes to Nature Club member. So thank you once
you,
again,
sir.
Ramana. So thank you, Vidya sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Anand sir.
Mm. Thank you, Karthik. I'd request any officer trainees.
Morning, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes, Devvrat. Now you are audible. Please go ahead.
Sir, I would like to ask Mr. Ramana a question. Mr. Ramana, good morning. Myself,
Good morning,
Devvrat.
sir.
Actually, I would like to ask you about how you have developed such a interest in such a diverse field, which is actually very difficult to inculcate such a interest in a subject like that, because we just entered the service and actually we do not know anything. I would like to say we do not know anything about this conservation and these all things that are related to it. But in such a young age, how you have developed such a interest? Would you like to share anything related to that?
To be honest, I don't even know how I got into this wonderful field. But since my young age, I was so into it, and I guess it's because we had this box TV in my home, which only had Tamil channels and as well as infotainment channels, including National Geography and Discovery. And I was not very uh, interested in watching entertainment-based channels at young age. So I decided to watch this instead. And TV is really like a window to the world. And I learned a lot about interesting creatures all around the world through it. And after that, when my mom planned a trip and we went to Mudumalai, it actually surfaced again. And the moment I saw a large elephant standing 50 feet in front of me, I thought this is going to be my future. I want to spend my lifetime with this wonderful creature and this wonderful place.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, Devvrat, actually, since we have come to this field by open competitive exams, we are from different backgrounds actually. So most of us do not have the leanings towards this conservation. And once get into the service, it's a job of the training academies to orient yourself, the trainees, you people, towards the conservation and the science behind that one. Okay, so it all happens. Maybe at any stage of your life, it may happen. If not in a young age, at least here now, it will happen, and then we'll be contributing ourselves for the conservation efforts. Okay. Yeah. Any other officer trainees would like to share or interact with Mr. Ramana?
Ramana, good afternoon.
Yeah,
this is
please,
Danish from Jammu and Kashmir.
Good afternoon,
yes,
sir.
Danish.
I would like to know what are your future plans? Like, do you have any plans of entering the Indian Forest Service?
Actually, I'm still not having a plan of entering the service. I want to be a researcher actually. I want to spend time in mammalogy and wildlife conservation based researches. And as a hobby, I also want to write novels, like fictional novels based on wildlife.
I hope he answered your question.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Right. Ramana, a question from my side. Did you visit Sumatra after your book?
No, sir, I never set foot outside of India, sir. I never went abroad. The only place I didn't even cross the Vindhyas for a long time. Himachal Pradesh was the place called the water catchment area in Shimla. That was the only wildlife sanctuary I visited top of north of Vindhyas. I never went outside of
Yeah,
India.
it's really fascinating to know that you have collected a lot of information and tried to synthesize them, and it's a different task you have done, but in a very beautiful manner and very easily understandable manner you have done it. So
Thanks.
from my side, I would like to congratulate you for that. Not
Thanks.
many people can able to do it actually, and we have visited so many places, and still many of us are not putting our experiences into words. But you have kindled that interest. Hopefully, I will also try my part in future. Okay. Any other trainees? Please come ahead. Mayank Pandey, one of the architect of this e-magazine. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll share the glimpse of this e-magazine for the information of the speaker. This is how the e-magazine was brought out by the Nature and Wildlife Club of Castos, Coimbatore. Yeah, the second page had a message from the Tirukural. Even the vast ocean will start shrinking if the clouds that took the water away from it don't pour it back. It's a beautiful couplet. This is the preface by the editorial team, and message from the principal desk, and message from faculty, and forward was written by me. Acknowledgement. I think we can share our e-magazine with our guest speaker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Papori Kotonier, she's from Assam, Range Forest Officer batch. She's a good painter. She had done wonderful painting about vulture, hornbills, and honeybee here. Yeah, these are the contributions by the officer trainees here. Pratiksha Kale had shared her experience about raising the nursery. He had got the inputs from the silviculture practicals. Yeah, paintings also. Sandeep Bharti, I never knew you are a good painter. These are the photographs from their interactive tour. The State Forest SFS batch had gone for a 2 weeks interactive tour to Indira Gandhi Wildlife Sanctuary. Then this one, Valparai, and to Kalakad Mundantarai Tiger Reserve area, as well as this Kodaikanal. So these are the pictures from their tours, I believe. Yeah. And these are some of the pictures of today's ceremonial planting. Pratibha ma'am is planting one sapling, followed by me. The SFS batch, now of the trainees, they are planting the seeds. Yeah. If there are no more queries or any officer trainees would like to share any few points. Yeah, I think we can conclude.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Danish, please.
Sir, my question is to you, sir. Like Ramana said, sir, don't we get enough opportunity for research related things in this forest services?
To whom this question is posed, either to me or Mr. Ramana?
Sir,
Danish. Yeah, we have enough time for research. It's not a matter actually. Your everyday observation, everyday visit to the forest, it will teach you new things to you. And even we can get, like if you want to take up any research, only thing is that you have to affiliate yourself with any universities actually. Otherwise, you can go for small observations, and whatever you can observe, you can bring out a publication of your own. And you have always have a study leave. It is given for about 2 to 3 years time. Maybe with pay also you will be getting. And you can utilize those opportunities to have a very good research program. You can even get a doctorate degree outside also. And moreover, you can you will be on behalf of our state department also can send you for any training programs. For example, I have done my postgraduate diploma from Wildlife Institute of India while I was serving in state of Mizoram. So Mizoram has sent me for 1 year, had given me leave also 1 year for doing this PG diploma. Similarly, many courses are there, and your forest department, state department always allows and promotes this interest from the officer trainees, from the officers I would say. So there are enough scope and opportunities available. If one is really interested in research, he can do it at any time. There is no age bar also. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And I think, friends, we have come to the end of this session. And I would like to thank our guest speaker for the occasion, Mr. Ramana Kailash, for coming over online and have an interactive session with us. And he has shared with us how he had developed this interest and how it ended up in writing a book about wildlife, about a tiger. And also he had shared his various experiences, how he can able to visualize things by reading other books and also synthesizing them into a proper format and giving us a reading delight. And it's I think this interactive session really helped you to understand and also understand the importance of conveying our things, whatever we have experienced, and it has to be conveyed or published or recorded somewhere for the benefit of the others. As your e-magazine reflected in a couplet of by giving a couplet of Tirukkural that whatever we gain, if you are not giving it back, it is not justified. So whatever we learn, let us try to give back to the community, either in the form of writing, either in the form of our own contributions, and let us make this place a more interesting one, and let us contribute for the benefit of our environment. Okay. Yeah, there is a query posted in the chat box by Pratiksha. Can we know where does Mr. Ramana shares his articles or blogs?
Sir, in WordPress, sir. Ramana Kailash1 at WordPress.com.
Yeah, it's Ramana Kailash.
One at wordpress.com.
At
WordPress.com. WordPress.
WordPress.
Yes, sir.
Is it right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, one is not ONE even, sir. Numeral.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So, on behalf of our principal, CASFOS Coimbatore, my colleagues of this academy and officer trainees of State Forest Service and Range Forest Services batch of our academy, I extend my sincere gratitudes to Mr. Ramana Kailash for spending his time and sharing his experiences with their officer trainees through this interactive session. Thank you very much, Ramana Kailash. Hope to see you here in Coimbatore, in our Coimbatore campus. It's a lovely
Yes, sir.
place.
Actually, it's my dream, sir. I wanted to go to Gauss Museum in Coimbatore.
Yes, it's within our
But
campus.
because of COVID.
Okay, let us hope the situation becomes normal, and hope we have
Yes,
you
sir.
here as our guest. And we have a very good campus in the midst of Coimbatore city, and it's really a very, very beautiful campus. Okay, hope to have you here. And thank you, friends. Thank you, everyone, for participating in this interactive session. Thank you, one and all. Happy World Environment Day to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir.